I know what you're thinking. Crazy Tilly, totally bonkers, absolutely mad.
Yeah, I know. But all the best people are.
Alice has gone a little mad in the new Enchanted Forest and Hyperion Heights, plus she meets a new friend. Let's break down Season 7, Episode 14 of Once Upon a Time right here on What Happened. Hello there, Oncers, and welcome back to this week's recap. So this week it is all about Alice and Robin and their meet cute, and I've actually been waiting for this storyline for a while. It seems like they'll touch on it, then forget about it for like 4 or 5 episodes, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, here it is again. But alas, it has arrived. Now before I get to that though, just a quick mention for those of you who may not have heard the news. When it comes to the series finale, we know a lot of characters are coming back, and a lot of those have already been announced, and this week it was confirmed that Jennifer, Josh, and Emily will all be back for the 2-part series finale. If you want to see the full list so far of everybody who's confirmed to come back, there is a link down in the description. Alright, now let's break down the girl in the tower. Like I said, this episode heavily revolves around Alice and Robin in both settings, full of fun little references to their respective source material. So first, let's talk about the stuff that isn't related to them. It seems like Drizella has finally turned over a new leaf and is ready to make amends with everyone, including her sister and Henry. Henry offers to help Drizella, who remember he still thinks is Ivy, to find Anna, but Drizella tells him to be with someone he belongs with, like Jacinda. She then tells him that she hopes things get better, and when they do, that he'll be able to forgive her, you know, because he's at the top of her list and she's so sorry for everything. Yeah, when Henry finds out that she put a curse on his heart, he's not going to be too happy about that. We then get a moment that just makes me ship these two even more when she tells Henry she wishes she had met him before she became who she did, because he would have been a good influence on her and she would have made different choices and things could have been different. And sorry Jacinda, still shipping Drizella and Henry at the moment. As far as Operation Hyacinth goes, Lucy and Regina ditch the walkie-talkies for texting and set out to find what Mr. Samdi is really up to in Hyperion Heights. And Zelena ends up suspecting something's going on when Regina kinda just brushes her off. Regina ends up asking Mr. Samdi to lunch while Lucy sneaks into his apartment to snoop. Things take a turn when Zelena tracks down Regina and Mr. Samdi and realizes Regina's been lying to her this whole time and Samdi is indeed awake. This pretty much ruins Regina's plan, so Samdi heads home and Regina frantically tries to get a hold of Lucy, but of course her phone's on silent. Lucy only sees the message when she grabs her phone to take a picture of Samdi's cards that he has on his desk, and there's one in particular that is of interest, the death card. Lucy gets out in time, but sadly she forgot her hat, which Samdi ends up bringing to Regina. He ends up revealing that he's there to take the Dark One's dagger, and Regina's like, hold up, I may like you, but I'm not going to stand by and watch you kill my oldest friend. Samdi then pulls out the cards to show Regina her past, present, and future, and the future is the Lover's card. He says great love could be in her future depending on what path she chooses, and he tells her to find a way to have it all. Now this Lover's card, it seems like things are pointing to the lovers being these two, Facilier and Regina, right? But we know Robin's coming back somehow in the series finale, Sean McGuire, so could that be the great love maybe in Regina's future? Is somehow he gonna come back to life? I don't know. Regina ends up hiding the card from Zelena when she returns, and they make up and apologize for lying to each other, and Regina reveals to Zelena what Facilier is after, the dagger, and she does indeed say she has feelings for him. Then, surprise, Margot, aka Robin, Zelena's daughter, walks in and Regina almost slips and calls her Robin. The two sisters then bond over how hard it is to look their children in the eye and lie about who they are, because obviously we have Margot, who we don't think is awake yet, and Henry, who's not awake either. Now let's head back to our new Enchanted Forest for the Alice and Robin storyline. It's Alice's birthday and she's celebrating with the only friends she has, her stuffed friends, which include, of course, a white rabbit, which she puts a mad hat on. Well, seems like she is indeed starting to go a little mad, and she makes a wish on her candle, and when she opens her eyes, nothing happens, so she's like, oh, well, maybe next year. Then all of a sudden, a troll rips the top off the tower and frees Alice. Alice then spends a few years wandering around trying to find a cure for Papa Hook and spying on him and seeing that he's happy. She's watching him with Henry and baby Lucy one day when she turns around to come face to face with the tip of an arrow held by Robin, who accuses her of being a spy. Alice just ends up running but falls into one of Robin's traps. When Alice explains what she was doing, Robin is like, hey, yeah, I know who you are, you're Nook's daughter. You know, Nook, New Hook. After some banter, which includes Alice cutely calling Robin Nobbin for New Robin, like how they call Hook Nook, the two run off to find the troll that's been terrorizing the forest, although Robin plans to kill it and Alice is trailing her because the troll is her friend. They end up going into the Double Woodpecker and find a group of villagers who are preparing to hunt the troll. Robin's ready to join them, but Alice sticks up for the troll again, saying it's her friend, which causes the villagers to call her mad, and they lock her and Robin up. The two then bond during their locked up time, and they learn they have a lot in common, even though they come from different worlds. Like, who is the most loneliest? The one that's by herself all the time, or the one who is actually with a lot of people all the time? We then get a mention of Emma's famous yellow bug, because Robin's a rebel, and she tried to steal Emma's bug once. And it seems like these two are really building a connection when Robin brushes Alice's hair behind her ear. Well, it turns out Robin only did that to grab one of Alice's bobby pins to free herself from the shackles, and despite their intense connection they just made, she leaves Alice to go find this troll. Robin meets up with those awful villagers led by the sexist douchebag, who I don't remember if he even has a name, and he laughs at her when she says she's Robin Hood. Now, Robin is so determined to carry on her father's legacy and prove herself that they're like, okay, go ahead, kill this troll. So Robin aims to shoot at the troll when Alice comes barreling up, because what do you know, she had another bobby pin in her hair and messes up Robin's shot. The villagers then continue to call Alice mad and basically close in on her. It seems like they want to kill her. Robin then wisens up and chooses Alice's side, and it seems like bad things are definitely going to happen until Alice closes her eyes and it looks like she makes another wish. And all of a sudden the famous yellow bug comes speeding up and the two get in and drive off. Now Robin explains the change of heart and how she was the mean girl in Storybrooke and only cared about being popular, and that same thing was translating over here with her proving herself in her father's name. They then hear the troll and drive back to Alice's old tower, and Alice opens up about feeling invisible and not being free and all this kind of stuff, and then Alice tells Robin the backstory of the troll, and Robin tells Alice she really needs to confront the troll, look him in the eyes, because it's of her own making. Alice does just that, and she finally feels free, which causes the troll to turn into like a stone version of the troll we see in the bridge in Hyperion Heights. And Alice and Robin then celebrate Alice's birthday. She makes another wish though, but she doesn't say what it is, but we kind of get what it could be. No more Tower Girl for her. All of this is paralleled in Hyperion Heights as Rogers sets out to prove Tilly's innocence, just like Alice tried to prove the troll's innocence, and in the end the troll saves them. Tilly seems to tell all her thoughts to this troll under the bridge, and she says she doesn't think she could have killed that woman, but she just can't remember anything. Then Rogers pulls up and takes her to Henry so they can lay low from the rest of the police. Rogers needs an alibi to prove Tilly's innocence, but the only problem is she can't remember where she was the day before, and she doesn't have any friends who can provide her an alibi. After she saw Eloise at the station, she just kind of seemed to lose her mind. After finding some powdered sugar on Tilly's jacket, Henry and Rogers set out to the beignet place to find her an alibi, and Tilly ends up locked up in Henry's apartment. She goes to grab a book to read, which just so happens to be Robin Hood, wink wink, and then she notices the Hyperion Heights grocery sticker on her shoe, and she's not about to be locked up again, so she sets out to find her own alibi. And she goes to the grocery store, but it seems like no one in town even knows who she is, even though she goes to that store every day. She is invisible, and it's not helping her case in finding an alibi. Rogers and Henry then find her on the street, and they try to backtrack her steps until he finds her backpack in the dumpster. There's a problem though. The lockets of hair of the victims of the killer are in her backpack, so either Tilly blacks out and kills people and doesn't remember, or she's being framed. She ends up back at the troll and is talking through everything going on in her mind when she decides she needs to leave to save everybody from all this trouble, and she walks in front of a car. Someone grabs her just in time and saves her, and it turns out to be Margot, aka Robin's Hyperion Heights counterpart, but she never really tells Tilly her name. We get a twist on the classic Alice in Wonderland line as Tilly says Robin probably thinks she's mad, and Robin says all the best people are. Just as Robin told Alice to face her troll in the forest, Margot encourages Tilly to look up and face her problems head on. As she's walking away, Tilly asks Margot what she's reading, and Margot is indeed holding an Alice in Wonderland book, which she says is her favorite. Yep, these soulmates are just meant to be. Tilly then takes Margot's advice and literally looks the troll in the face and sees the security camera in its eye. Now this is a fairly new camera that indeed gives Tilly the alibi she needs, and it looks like someone was watching out for her all along. What a good troll. Tilly returns to her shipping container home, and right behind her is Rogers because Tilly forgot her bag. He then tells her it's not safe there and invites her to stay with him, and she says yes, and he says let's go home, and I just want to scream, wake up Rogers, man, this is your kid. Alright though, this was a cute episode with Alice and Robin. I feel like it was about time we learned more about Robin. Of course we know a lot about Alice, but there were some gaps in there, so it was nice to have those filled in. Now Alice in both worlds basically felt like no one could see her, but two people always could, Robin and the troll. Now we just have to figure out who on earth is framing Tilly for these murders, and also when is the next murder even going to be? Like, there's only been two. I feel like there should be more. Not that I want more people to die, but as a storyline, it seems like there would be more. Now, who could be the killer? Facilier seems like he just wants the dagger, so not sure why he'd waste time killing witches and framing Tilly, but he obviously could be. Is that what he is using Naveen for? Gothel could obviously be framing Tilly, but then again, she needs those witches alive, right? So why would she be killing them? I'm also glad it seems like we're finally getting closer to Rogers waking up and realizing just who Tilly is. So I hope that her going to live with him helps speed that process up a little bit. For now, though, let's watch a trailer for the next episode.
Give up on this curse, and I'll find a way to help you. I don't need your help.
Hello?
The killer came for me. You want my help? Bring me a fix for whatever you poisoned Henry with.
We have to get to Anastasia before Ivy does.
She's waking up. Please talk to me. There's nothing left to say.
Okay, so is anybody else getting like Happy Death Day vibes from that whole mask thing that the killer has on? Of course, masks like that are used in other horror movies too, but most recently Happy Death Day. Creepy. Why do they always have creepy masks? And I'm also starting to like Drizella a lot, so I'm hoping she's not gonna die and she's not gonna turn on anybody again. We see kind of a big showdown with Anastasia, who seems to not be on Drizella's side, but is she on Gothel's side or Facilier's side? Or are Gothel and Facilier working together? I don't know. We see all of them in a room together, and it seems like some big kind of magic is about to happen. So what does it all mean? I have no idea, so that's why you're here to leave your theories down in the comments below. Let me know what you think about this episode. What were your favorite moments? Are you liking the Alice and Robin storyline together? What do you think is going to happen with that moving forward? Do you think Rogers is close to waking up? And who do you think this serial killer is? And also, the Guardian. I feel like we haven't had that storyline in a while, so is Facilier the Guardian, or does he just want the dagger? Who is this Guardian? Let me know all your thoughts about what's to come, what we need to happen, how you want to see these returning characters come back for the finale. And then after that, you can click right over here to see my interview with Tiara Scobie, who plays Robin, or you can check out the full list of people who are coming back for the finale. If you like what you see, be sure to hit that thumbs up, subscribe. My name's Lisa. I'll see you guys again soon.